Good morning, my history geniuses. Today I want to talk about history skills. Although it helps to learn history content, if you have the right history skills, you can apply those skills to any content and do well. So, if we take a look here, you'll see I have a banana. It's not an accident because I want us to use the banana as a skill. So if we take this banana and we wanted to peel it, then what we would notice is that it would peel with 4 sections. Here we go, the 4 sections. And the 4 sections are P, E, E, L. And that is why we call this the peel method. So let's take a look at the peel method. With the peel method, we have a PEEL, the point, the evidence, the explaining, and the link. Right, so let's go through it one by one. So when it comes to the P, that is the point. That's often the textbook heading or what the paragraph's about. So, sometimes we do a skeleton and we say paragraph 1 will be the introduction. Paragraph 2 will be called the first cause. Paragraph 3 will be about that event. Paragraph 4 will be about that thing. And paragraph 5 will be the conclusion. So that is what we mean, whatever that paragraph is going to be about. Then the 2 E's, and I find they're quite interchangeable and can be confusing because in fact you might use the first E, evidence and facts, and then you might jump to explaining that straight away. So you've got an EE, then you give more facts, so another E, then you explain that, so another E. And so I find it's best not to get confused. This method's supposed to help you, not make it more confusing. So the first E is evidence and facts, and the second E is explaining. So when you take those facts and you elaborate on them, anything extra you give about those facts. And then the L is the link, or what we call the line of argument. That's when you take the content of the paragraph and you link it to the topic. So that's that sentence near the end. Thus, it is clear that whatever the paragraph is about was, and then whatever the topic was about. So that is the peel method. Let's do a practical example. So here we have a practical example where we've got a topic like big historic events make us stronger. So let's first decide what's the content, big historic events. What is the line of argument or the link that it makes us stronger? So we're going to be arguing using the content, historic events, that it makes us stronger. So the content and the line of argument. Now let's say this is what we'd learned. We learned paragraph 1, introduction, paragraph 2, World War I, paragraph 3, World War II, paragraph 4, COVID-19, and paragraph 5, conclusion. It's quite a short essay because our paragraphs are normally 7, 8, 9. Okay, so what would paragraph 1 be? It would be the introduction. So our point is that we want to introduce big historic events. That would be our main thing that the paragraph is going to be about. I could even say the point is introduction. Then I'm going to give the context of the big historic events. In other words, I'm going to say that World War I was in 1917, World War II was in 1939, COVID-19 was in 2020. And so that is my context. I'm going to define some content. So that would be my first E, the evidence, and then I'm going to explain some of that, what content I'm going to cover. So that would be, I'm explaining now, so that's my second E, and then line of argument or link. When I say what I'm going to discuss with the line of argument, that's my L. So you'll see the E's can be sprinkled around, the P at the beginning, the L at the end. So we don't let the 2 E's confuse us, because they can be sprinkled, they don't have to stress us out. So let's take a look at this topic. So if my paragraph 2 was about World War I, then my point of the paragraph is I'm discussing World War I. My first E could be, I want to talk about that it was in 1914, that there were trenches, that they used gas. My explaining would be that it was supposed to be the war to end all wars. There was terrible suffering. So that's just when I'm elaborating on facts. And then my line of argument, thus, World War II led to huge pain and made people determined to be strongly opposed to war. So my topic was, makes us stronger. And so I have linked the content, World War II, with the line of argument, stronger. Let's say we did paragraph 3, World War II. So my point, I'm going to be discussing World War II for the whole paragraph. My first E, where I'm giving evidence, I'm going to mention Hitler. And then under Hitler, I'm going to talk about the concentration camps. So what's my elaborating? That he came to power in 1933, that Jewish people, homosexuals, gas chambers, those were all features of concentration camps. Then, in this case, I'm going to go with another E, back to evidence. There was a final solution. Another E, I'm going to explain that. There were the extermination of the Jews during the final solution. And then my line of argument, thus World War II made the world stronger as we rejected human rights violations. Paragraph 4. What is my paragraph about? COVID-19. My first E, where I'm giving evidence, it started in Wuhan, China. My second E, I want to elaborate on that. It was in December 19 that it started there. Another E, it led to online learning. That is the evidence. And to elaborate on that, that meant that D6 and WhatsApp became important for how we learned. Then my line of argument, thus COVID-19 gave us resilience and self-discipline. So the Peel method is not to make your work harder. It's supposed to help you. You use it in essay writing, and you use it for that paragraph that you write at the very end of each source-based section. But the P and the L, they are easy to get your head around. And the two middle E's that you can sprinkle around. And if you give an E somewhere and you're not sure, does it belong there? Don't worry about that. As long as it's content for the middle of your paragraph, it's an E. Okay, awesome. I hope that helps. Have a great day.